I know a lot of you guys have probably never seen Super Poly before, so before I get into it, I'll just give you a brief example of it in action.
Stop! Thief! Hey, that's mine! Guards! Guards! It's my pleasure. Please, continue. Good day. You treacherous little
For those of you that are unaware, the new event has given us access to the brand new skill Ultimate Fusion, which basically lets you draw one copy of Super Polymerization once your life points reach below 1500. Basically, the entire aim of Super Poly is just to steal your opponent's shit by using it as fusion material for your own monsters, whilst they can't do jack shit about it. Unfortunately for us, unlike in the TCG, there isn't a whole lot of generic fusion monsters for us to combo with Super Poly, outside of maybe Mud Dragon, which means there isn't a whole lot of ways to go about playing the card, and the most competitive way, at least in my opinion, is going to be by using Neos Fusion. So I apologise to all you free-to-play players out there, but this deck isn't going to be cheap. Alright, so Super Poly is a quick play spell, which is pretty important as unlike normal Poly, you can chain this thing to things like Treacherous, as well as use it during the battle phase or during your opponent's turn. And it is activated by discarding one card. It then allows you to fusion summon a monster from your extra deck using cards from either player's fields. And the coolest part about this card? No cards and effects can be activated in response to its activation. So this means Xian cannot negate, Treacherous can't just destroy the monsters you're trying to fuse, Dark Lords can't activate their graveyard effects to resurrect stuff, nothing. Once you've activated this card, you are going to be left with a fusion monster. So because just about every single card in the deck is pretty well known by now, I'm not going to go through it, but I will talk a little bit about Super Poly targets and the extra deck. So this deck runs 5 fusion monsters, all of which are viable Super Poly targets based on the current board state. The Shiny requires 1 elemental hero monster plus 1 light monster, so this is perfect if your opponent is playing something like Blue Eyes or Neos. Brave Neos, as I'm sure you are all aware by now, requires 1 Neos plus 1 level 4 or lower effect monster, which makes it a Super Poly target if your opponent has any low level monsters out in the field, such as Searchers or cards like Amano. Gaia requires an elemental hero monster plus an earth monster, so this card is fantastic against decks like Trimid, Ancient Gear, or anyone choosing to run Scrap Dragon. This random pile of gibberish is probably going to be your most used Super Poly target in the current meta, as this card requires 1 elemental hero monster plus 1 dark monster. So things like Dark Lord, Desperado, Six Samurai, Red Eyes are all great targets for this. And finally we have Neos Knight. This card takes elemental hero Neos plus 1 warrior monster. So again, a pretty good card to have against things like Six Samurai or even other Neos decks. Alright guys, that's basically it for the toying part of this video. The rest of this video will just be 6 gameplays showing this deck list in action. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, comment if you need questions or feedback, make sure to join my Discord, and if you happen to have $1 lying around and wish to support me, feel free to click that join button down below to support me directly, as well as gain access to a few little neat perks. Enjoy the gameplay!
Duel! Duel. Duel.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.